Good morning, everybody. It has been our pleasure to host this South Asian Forum on Sustainable Development Goals. And we are very happy and thankful for our partners, Niti Aayog and RIS. First of all, may I request Dr. Nagesh Kumar, Director and Head of South and Southwest Asia Office of United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific, for his opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, which is the successor body of Planning Commission in India, as you know, and current Chairman of Asia Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development, which is, as you know, a regional preparatory for high-level political forum of United Nations on Sustainable Development Goals. And that gives him a very important regional function. His Excellency Dr. Pushpraj Kadel, Vice Chairman of the National Planning Commission of Nepal, and the National Planning Commission of Nepal hosted the first South Asia Forum on SDGs last year in Kathmandu. And so you have that hat also, Excellency. My UN colleague, Yuri Afansiu, who is very well known to this audience as the resident coordinator of United Nations in India, and my colleague in the UN system. My colleague, Dr. Sachin Chaturvedi, the Director General of RIS, Excellencies, distinguished participants from all the 8 South Asian countries represented here, officials of the ministries in Government of India and the states. Most of the states, I must say, are represented. Friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of UNESCAP, it's my honor and privilege to welcome you all to the second South Asia Forum on Sustainable Development Goals, jointly organized by ASCAP, Niti Aayog, and RIS. This forum is a South Asia or sub-regional preparatory for Asia Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development, which has been organized by ASCAP since 2014, and in 2019 there will be the 6th edition of this forum, and we are preparing for that. So this is the sub-regional preparatory meeting for that APFSD, and APFSD has over the years evolved into the Asia Pacific Regional Preparatory for HLPF, as I said earlier. So this forum is actually a very important conduit for reaching our perspectives, the South Asian perspective, to broader regional and global forums. And so this is our chance to speak up and say what we feel, and that should be noted by the global discussions. Mr. Chairman, despite the economic dynamism, we have been growing in South Asia at very good rates, healthy rates, robust rates for many years. South Asia has lagged behind in terms of a number of development indicators. With under 25% of world's population, the sub-region accounts for as much as 36% of people living in extreme poverty in the world, and nearly half of undernourished children. So these are some of the staggering contrasts. Our share in population is under 25%, but we have a very high burden or deprivation in terms of poverty and hunger. And this means that the world cannot achieve sustainable development goals without Asia, without South Asia. If South Asia fails, then the world will never achieve these targets. So this is, I think, the criticality of South Asia for this whole agenda of 2030 that we are talking about. And SDGs also provide to South Asia an opportunity to get rid of extreme poverty and hunger and provide a life of dignity to all its people in a generation. So this is, I think, where this discussion is so timely and critical. that South Asia has to get its act together. If MDGs were achieved largely, that was because East Asia stepped up to achieve the poverty reduction targets. And now it is South Asia's turn to lead the world in achieving sustainable development goals. But one thing which we hear always is that with 17 goals and 169 targets and 244 indicators or so, it's a daunting agenda. It's a mind-boggling list. Some people call it a laundry list. So is it all achievable? And that is a key challenge, we need to worry about, be discussing. But if you go down in a bit of detail and begin to make sense of it, you find that there are many interlinkages between, or nexuses if you like, between these goals and targets. And exploiting these linkages and harnessing them, you find that, as we have shown in one of the recent UNESCAP reports, which is also in your folder, the Achieving Sustainable Development Goals in South Asia, that it is possible to achieve most of these goals for South Asia by just focusing or concentrating on 7 broad strategic policy priorities. And these policy priorities include, and these are, anybody would agree that these are the key policy priorities for South Asia at the moment it is pitched in. And these include creating productive jobs through sustainable industrialization and providing universal access to health and education to harness the youth bulge. You know that this is one sub-region which is still going through a youth bulge phase in its demographic transition. So harnessing this demographic transition, youth bulge, is a very important thing for this region. And that can be done through investing in education, health, and creating jobs, productive jobs through sustainable industrialization. Then universal social protection and financial inclusion, and promoting women's entrepreneurship, because South Asia lags behind in women's economic empowerment a lot, through gender responsive ecosystem as a pathway towards gender equality and women's economic empowerment. And focusing on enhancing environmental sustainability through low carbon, climate resilient pathways to develop. So, focusing on just some key policy priorities can help in achieving all of these SDG goals. And so we should not be really concerned about the long list. It's an agenda which is comprehensive, universal, and it has concerns of all people enshrined into it. Yeah, excellent. Our analysis shows that with these policy priorities, the South Asia region could not only achieve SDGs, but could become an engine of global growth and home of the world's largest middle class by 2030. So this is something we can target not only for achieving SDGs, but becoming an engine of global growth. Given the criticality of South Asia for global achievement, we need to pay attention to the capacity gaps and strengthen the means of implementation. We believe that regional cooperation can also play a supportive role along with reinvigorated global partnership through not only sharing of good practices and development experiences, which are many in this sub-region, but also through enhancing economic opportunities and job creation through exploitation of regional value chains. There is also need for multi-stakeholder engagement and the whole of society approach, including engagement of civil society working closely with governments at national and subnational levels. Recognizing this, ASCAP has always engaged civil society in organizing these sub-regional and regional forums. We are pleased to have a strong civil society representation from across South Asia at this forum. I'm particularly grateful to Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, for not only hosting this forum in New Delhi this year, but also finding time to preside over it. And under his leadership, as we know, Niti Aayog coordinates achievement of SDGs in India. In recognition of his role and the leadership, he was, as I said earlier, elected chair of the APFSD in Bangkok this year. Thank you, Rajiv, for your leadership to the SDG achievement in India and regionally and beyond. I'm also grateful to His Excellency Dr. Kadel for joining us as a special guest of honor. The National Planning Commission of Nepal has been a very strong partner of ASCAP in Sustainable Development Goals discussion and hosted, as I said earlier, the first South Asia Forum last year in Kathmandu. And sir, you have another very important role, and for this audience, everybody knows that current chair of SAARC happens to be Nepal, and you hosted recently the BIMSTEC summit. So you have a very important regional leadership, and so we look forward to your